Sales. How can I help you?
Can I get a small Oreo McFlurry?
Alright, Oreo McFlurry.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.
Yeah, that's so much.
Nothing new for them. They've seen it all. Hey guys, Brandon here with Exotic Cars 19 once again. Fairly early subscribers should recognize this car, and if you don't, I'll just run through it real quick. But as you can suggest from the title, we're just going to go on another one of these point of view driving videos. I did one with the BRZ, did one with the Corvette, and the Corvette was pretty fun because I put another GoPro in the back just for exhaust sound. And so hopefully this one we could do the same. So we're just going to go on a quick point of view drive. But like I said, in case you're not familiar with this car, I made a couple of videos, a review, some other driving videos of it as well. But this is my very generous neighbor's car. This is the Lotus Evora S GP edition from 2012. If you don't know about the GP edition, as you can see, when Lotus was in F1, this is kind of based off of their color scheme, also on some of their other series as well. Just the black with the gold stripes, red calipers, gold wheels, red calipers there, red mirror caps. What else? But yeah, overall, just a sweet color scheme. Whenever you try to describe it to someone, it sounds like it's a bit much, but when you see it in person, in the flesh, it just looks beautiful. The Lotus right down here, with the decals there matching the stripes on top, just a very striking looking car. But anyway, just kind of do the rest of the little walk around. We're here in the Texas Hill Country, so it's pretty hot, but nonetheless, should be a fun drive anyway. But yeah, it's a very nice pearlescent gold paint. It's almost like gold flake in the black. It looks really nice. But yeah, there it is. Very nice car. We'll go ahead and turn the rear GoPro on. I'm actually only using this for audio purposes. So go ahead and put that on there. See if it's rolling. There we go. We're just gonna use that for exhaust purposes. Hopefully we'll get pretty good sound, but without any further ado, I got the keys here. Just go on a quick little drive. Yeah, like I said before, I made these videos before. My BRZ doesn't make all the best exhaust sounds, so that one didn't sound too great. The Corvette sounded pretty great though. So let's see what we got here. This one's a little tricky for me, if I'm honest, to rev match, just because I'm so used to other manual cars, but it's not terrible. As far as the shifter itself, it feels just fantastic, in my opinion. Looks like we're gonna get stuck in traffic, which kind of makes me want to go left now. I think that's what we'll end up doing then. Just a super silky smooth shifter. It's got a longer throw, but it's almost like eventful. I don't know why. Obviously a short throw shifter is best for performance and just getting to the new gear quickly, but this to me is a little bit of a longer throw than what I'm used to, but I really enjoy it. It's I don't know, it's eventful for sure. Now, I'm just gonna assume you guys haven't seen my other videos on the Lotus and my impressions, and if you have, I mean, I'm just gonna repeat myself. This car I absolutely love. I haven't yet felt something that just feels so fluent and natural in the corners. And you don't have to be going like desperately fast to enjoy it either. But just the front end is just so, I don't know, predictable. Let's avoid that roadkill. But yeah, just super direct. Great balance. Yeah, if you heard me say this before, I know I sound like a broken record, but just a great car. Overall power, I forgot what it was on the Evora S of this generation. It was in the 300 something. I think it was maybe 360. I'll go ahead and put an asterisk here and correct myself if I'm wrong. Otherwise, I think 360-ish or so. Which makes me think, I wonder what the Evora 400 would be like. I heard great things. Only improvements from where this one kind of had some downfalls, which are minor anyway. But just a little bit of a power upgrade, and it weighs 100 pounds less. Doesn't sound like much, but I heard the overall formula of the Evora 400 just feels great. Whether you're in kind of like some S's like this, or just dipping in hard to a tighter corner, it just kind of begs for some more. I think it's really addicting. curious. I'm gonna go ahead and turn sport mode off. That should close off the valves, see if that makes any difference. From the cabin, I can't tell anything, but maybe because we have a GoPro right by the exhaust, it'll be able to tell some difference. We'll be able to see next time I give it some power here. Corners like this right here, that's where this car just shines. It's just so much fun to dip it in here. That's just so addicting. I cannot even describe how good that feels. But we are getting into a residential area here, so I'll go ahead and pipe it down as usual, and we'll get back on it when it opens back up. But with that said, I guess this is a good time to talk about how this car drives when you're not really pushing it spiritedly or anything like that. And I personally like it. It's actually kind of freaky how quiet the cabin is. I've driven it on the highway, these Texas highways, doing 75, 80 miles an hour on 35, 45 and all that. And it's actually kind of crazy that this is a Lotus and you don't have to scream and shout when you're doing 70 miles an hour to hear your passenger. This is actually really eliminating the road noise, which is really nice. And I would imagine the Evora 400 only does it better. Now also talking about driving a little bit slower like this, the seats, these are the Recaros from the Evora S. I think there might have been 2 different seat options, I'm not totally sure, but these Recaros feel great in the corners and just driving longer distances, which I've done, not so much road trips with this car, but I've just driven it for hours on end and I don't feel tired of these seats at all. Now with the Evora 400, they don't have the Recaros anymore, they have their own from Lotus, and I've only sat in that one for a couple minutes when I was at the dealership during some launch. I made the video on it on a black one not too long ago, and the seats felt really good then, very supportive and comfortable, but I would need to drive them back to back to really get an idea. But these Recaros here, they are sexy, as you guys can see as well, with this black leather Alcantara accenting and then the red stitching to go along with the GP edition. But yeah, they feel as good as they look, which is nice. Go ahead and put sport mode back on. I think that's enough of our little test. If there's any difference, I would take as much exhaust sound as I can get. So this car is actually pretty easy to rev match when I'm not needing to brake. When I need a brake, that's heel toe downshifting and rev matching. That I haven't perfected yet. I always seem to give it a little bit too much or not enough on the blip of the throttle. But just putting the clutch in and blipping some throttle without braking, it's pretty easy. I just have to get used to, from obviously my BRZ to this. This builds up RPMs much quicker just by blipping the throttle. So just to make note of that, I've been driving it for about an hour, like I said today, but I've driven it many hours other days. So I've finally gotten used to rev matching it a bit. Heel towing, like I said, still needs a little bit of work. But there we go, a little bit of rev match there. It just takes a little bit of a blip because, like I said, it builds up so quickly. And then here we go, it starts opening up again. Let's see if we can break some necks here. They didn't notice. But yeah, like I said, the reaction that this car gets is pretty funny. Obviously more than a Corvette would get, and especially when the driver is wearing a GoPro on their head, that's when you'll get the best reactions. But yeah, this car gets a lot of thumbs up. And then for some reason, when I was driving down here, a lot of people were tailgating me. So some people, I guess, are not the biggest fans, or they just wanted a closer look. I don't know. You can be as optimistic as you want. Trying not to make eye contact with the people to my right while I'm having a GoPro on my forehead, but we'll just get through this. They made eye contact, oh no. But yeah, speaking of all the attention that this gets, it's interesting because not many people obviously know what a Lotus is that aren't into cars that much, or if they are into cars, they definitely know about, or if they are into cars somewhat and they know Lotus, they definitely know the Elise and possibly Exige. But the Evora is still new to some people, especially this one in particularly, the GP edition. I don't know if I mentioned it in the beginning of the video, but they brought 15 of these to North America. I believe 2 are in Canada. that leaves just 13 in the state. So yeah, you don't see them too often, and 2 of them are in Texas, actually Central Texas too, so against all odds. Oh, great, we got someone else to follow now. This does have pretty good road presence though. I've had some people pull off the side of the road when they see me behind them, so that's always nice. It's just certain cars, I guess, demand that more than others, but let's see if we could get it from this Dodge Ram here. Thank you, sir. That's one down. We got one more to go here. Let's see if we'll get this one to go off the side here. Man, this car is addicting though. Like I said, just the silky smooth shifter, and it just makes me want to drive the Evora 400 only more, because the sound this car makes, like I've said before, and as you guys probably know, this is a Toyota Camry derived 6-cylinder supercharged by Lotus, but the new one is also derived from the Camry, but it has some more Lotus bits. I know it has an Edelbrock supercharger as well, so other than that though, there's just been some changes, but it definitely sounds better. It's got more of a, I don't know, burble if you will, but this one, whether the exhaust valves are open or closed, all I hear from the inside is just supercharger whine really, versus I've seen point of view driving videos of the Evora 400 and I've seen it in person. Yeah, it definitely has more of just a throatiness to it that this car doesn't have. And if you close the exhaust valves on the Evora 400, you get the throatiness kind of gone, but then you get the supercharger wind again. I would say that the Evora 400 probably kind of sounds like this car with the exhaust valves open while those are closed, if that made any sense. But I don't know, I guess we're gonna have to put them back to back. I would really love the opportunity to drive an Evora 400, but we'll put that on the back burner for now. All right, doesn't look like this Nissan Titan's gonna get out of our way, so go ahead and pull off here. So this is where we started the video, but I guess we'll finish it here too. I'm gonna go down the hill just so we can blast it up one more time as well. There's that beautiful Texas hill country there. All right, we're going ahead and turn it around here. Great turning radius as well on this. I guess we'll just go ahead and park it right there. All right, did we lose the GoPro? No, that's a good sign. All right, guys, so that just about concludes the video on a quick little point of view driving video. Said video too many times in a row there, didn't I? Anyway, that just about does it for this one, guys. Sorry if there's too much traffic on that one. Hopefully there's enough little spirited driving and exhaust notes on there. I'm actually kind of curious to see how the exhaust sounds from back there and link it to this video. But anyway, that just about does it. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a great day.